Hello and welcome to Let's Both Talk. I'm Peter and today I'm going to be playing Kerbal Space Program. Now, this game is an alpha at the moment, so it's a little bit buggy, but if you buy it now you get a pass for all the prior updates, so I thought I'd get in quick, and plus the game's still amazing even though it's an alpha. If you've never heard of the game before, which you're stupid for not having, it's an amazing game. It's basically NASA simulator in which you can send up rockets into space. You design them yourself. You can make planes, send up a satellite, a space station, take a mission to the moon, whatever you want. So it's quite an open game. It's a sandbox mode at the moment. There's no career, but I think that's going to be put in at some point soon. So yeah, these little guys here are the Kerbals, because this planet isn't Earth, it's the planet Kerbin, and it's inhabited by these guys instead of humans. And also all of the planets in the solar system have slightly different names and are in slightly different places because it's not our solar system, but it's still pretty similar. Okay, so let's get around into the game. We're going to start a new game. I have got my own one, but I'd rather start a new one, especially for you guys. Okay, player name. Let's just call it Let's Both Talk. Okay, we get to choose a flag. Which one looks most appropriate? There's a little picture of Kerbin here. Some pretty patterns. This one looks like the Chrome logo. This one's kind of nice. Let's go with this one. Okay, sandbox, yeah, as I said, no career yet, but obviously as it's in the menu it must be getting put in soon. Yeah, down the bottom you can see the version 0.2 point stuff, so there's a long way to go until full release. But yeah, let's get on into it. Okay, now this is our space station, not space station, that's a thing that's actually in space. This is our space of spacey things. So here we have the launch pad. This is where you launch your rockets from. This is the radar station, and over here we have the vehicle assembly. Oh, it says them right at the bottom. Vehicle assembly building, and here's the spaceplane hangar, and there's the flag. Okay, so what should we do first? I think we should build a satellite and try and get up into orbit, because I'm not really that good at this game, so we should probably start small. We can build up to the other stuff later. So okay, here we go. This is the hangar. You can move up and down or whatever, and all these little guys wandering around, they're just sort of there for background, they don't actually do anything useful. But yeah, as you can see on the left here, we've got a little kit of lots of different things to play around with. So first of all you have to start with the cockpit before you can do anything else, because the cockpit is there for control and you can't really use a ship without it. So we can have robotic kind of things like this one. It's our most popular satellite core. So those don't have people in them, but they're remote controlled. Whereas these ones up here do have people in them and are more suited for moon expeditions or anything like that. But yeah, for a satellite we don't want a person up in there because they'd probably die after a couple of days. So let's go with a robotic one. Now, we've got a few different choices. Should we take a look at some of them? What does this one look like? Oh, it's really small. Yeah, like you can have them move up and down, you can pick them up, move them around, do whatever you want. But yeah, I think we should use this little round one. That looks pretty satellite-y, doesn't it? Okay, we'll move it up a bit. We need some room to put some stuff underneath it. Now, I think what we're going to need to do next is add on an SAS module. Now what this does is it keeps the rocket in the right way pointing. Oh god. It keeps the rocket in the right orientation, that's the word I was looking for, so that it doesn't veer off to the sides or anything like that, and you don't have to manually control it. It's basically an autopilot. So yeah, we're gonna want to add in one of those. Oh, it's a bit big. Is there a smaller one? This one? Really? Oh, okay. I guess we'll just put that on there then. What else are we gonna need? We're gonna need some batteries to power this thing, because obviously it needs some power to communicate with Kerbin. I was gonna say Earth then. I think it's in utility. Yeah, here we go. Rechargeable battery packs. Add on a couple of these. We'll just... yeah, we'll put those underneath the SAS. Two of those will probably do. And next we want a way to for it to generate power. So we have a couple of options here. There is, I think, where is it? Maybe it's back here. I can't find it. Well, wherever it is, there is a nuclear generator, which that doesn't need any kind of external sources to get the power from. It just generates it, but it does have a lifetime, obviously, and could be kind of dangerous. So what I'm gonna go for is solar panels. Now this one is my favorite one because it's very satellite-y looking. Before I put it on, down here, symmetry mode, you can change the symmetry of how you place things on your rocket, so that when you place, say, a booster on the side, you can make sure there's 4 of them all the right height on the rocket to make sure it doesn't overbalance, which I think is a really good feature. Now we're probably going to want 2 of these. How should we place them? I guess we have to put them straight onto the battery. I'm not entirely sure, but let's go with that. Now I know those don't look like solar panels at all, but when you get into space you can fold them out and they get much bigger. So, right, we've got some power, we've got control. What else do we need? We should probably add on some propulsion, maybe? Yeah, we could add on some upper level propulsion so we can move the satellite around once it's in orbit. So I think around here somewhere there's a small engine. Yeah, there we go. An ion thruster. God, sounds very futuristic, doesn't it? Yeah, so we want some of this stuff to be able to use the ion thruster. The thruster itself on the bottom. God, they're tiny. Yeah, that will probably do, I think, because that then uses the electricity from these batteries and the ions from this tank. Okay, so now this is the entire satellite, I think, unless I'm missing something. I probably am. We could add maybe some kind of structural cone at the top, because I'm not really sure I like how this looks at the top. So structural, some kind of joining thing. This one maybe? It doesn't look very good. Is there no sort of fixed cone? This one. Oh god, it's big. This? No, that's a tricoupler. It's way too big. Yeah, I guess maybe we could just use this thing. Oh, that looks like the right size too. Okay. Put that underneath there. And that onto there. There we go. I don't know. It's kind of doubled the size a bit, but I think it looks a bit cooler. That should be good. Right, now we need a way of getting this thing into space. So, what we're going to want to do is add on a shit ton of fuel and big ass engines. That's the most fun thing about this game actually, is you could build the biggest rocket you could ever imagine, bigger than anything you've ever seen in real life, but usually it doesn't work and explodes in a fiery ball of flames at the launch pad. But that's fun. Trial and error is a big part of this game. So, up for the upper level, you usually make your rockets in stages, so you have kind of smaller, lighter stages at the top with smaller rockets, and then big, huge rockets and tons of fuel at the bottom. So we need to build the upper stage first, so we want kind of smaller fuel tanks, so maybe something like this. That looks okay. Oh, we need a decoupler between them so we can detach them on the fly. So that's in structural, I think. This thing, oh no, that's a bit huge. Should be a smaller one somewhere. This one? Oh yeah, perfect. Okay, we can put that on there, and then this underneath. And then what next? That's probably enough fuel for the upper stage. We can add on an engine. So if we go to propulsion, then there's quite a few different ones to choose from. I think we should go for this one. I don't really know the difference, to be honest. I think yeah, this one is slightly more powerful, but doesn't have as much control as this one, and this one is just smaller. So these three are the ones that are the right size for my configuration I've currently got, because there's sort of two different sizes for rockets. There's the big ass ones and the small ones like mine. If you look at a big ass engine, look, it's not really going to work, is it? Whereas something like this fits perfectly. So let's go with that one. It's the slightly less powerful one because we don't really need power in substage. Okay, now we need another decoupler. So go back to structural, same one as before. There we go. Oh, that one's covered up, whereas this one isn't. Probably won't matter, although it does look like it's floating, which isn't really the best. Oh well, let's hope it's fine. Next we can add the larger stages, so more fuel. What we got? We could add a couple more of these guys and then some other ones on the outside. Oh my Jesus. Whoa, we could add that. We could go for a bottom part that's a lot bigger than the top part. Should we do it? Yeah, why the hell not? It'll probably be fine. We can always make adjustments later on. Okay, biggest engine they've got, which I think is this one, main sail. Oh no, it's this one. No, it is this one, main sail. Yeah, engine max power 1500, which is very big compared to this one I used before, 200. But I don't know, maybe it'll be too much for our little rocket. It might break it apart as it exits the atmosphere. Let's try this one, Skipper, slightly smaller but still pretty damn huge. Okay, now it looks a bit odd, but once it's in space, nobody is going to see any of this other parts. Actually, I don't know, this decoupler, I'm not sure it's going to work. Let's go structural. We might be able to find a fixing to change the smaller part into the larger part. I think it's this one. Yeah, there we go, this is what we want. So, if we add the decoupler back, and then add this one on underneath, we can put this one on there. There we go, that looks a lot better, doesn't it? Okay, right, now we can add a few more. Oh, I haven't really introduced to the concept of fuels. Right, this fuel tank contains liquid fuel, as does this one. Liquid fuel allows you to control how much power you put out through the engines. And the other type of fuel is solid fuel, which just lets it all out in one go basically, and you can't slow it down or stop it. And so you usually use solid fuel for getting off the ground, as it packs quite a bit of a punch, and then liquid fuel for a bit later on. So this is a big ass engine, but we're probably going to need some solid fuel too. But I don't know whether to add a few more liquid fuel tanks on the side just to get it going a bit. I'm not really sure how far this is going to get us. But I guess we could just whack on a few solid boosters and see how it goes. So we've got these, which probably look familiar from a space shuttle kind of thing. Right, what I'm going to do is turn on angle snap, because it just sort of gives you a bit more accuracy in how you place things. So, I think... Oh no, I'm forgetting something. More decouplers. Yeah, you need side decouplers so you can drop off the parts that you don't need anymore. So, that would be... Yeah, something like this. Radial decoupler, that's what we want. So, if we whack that there... And then this guy is on the side, like that, like that, like that. Come on! Oh, there we go. Got it. Okay. Just need 2 of it? I think we should have 4 actually. Why the hell not? Let's push the boat out. There we go. I might lower them down a bit actually. About there. Okay. Now, I think this should probably hold up on the launch pad actually. You can add no, not here. These things, which you use to stabilize it on the launch pad, but I don't think we're going to need those at the moment. I think we're almost ready to launch. You see these things on the side. This is how you order what happens when. And so the bottom is the first things that go, which are my solid fuel boosters, so that's great. And then there's the decouplers, which jettison the solid fuel boosters, so that's good too. And here's the big liquid engine. I think we want this to fire at the same time as the solid engines, just so we get a good old go at it first of all. And then this decoupler lets go of that bottom part, so that's good. And then we want this engine to fire, so that's good too. And then this jettisons that part and fires the final engine. Oh, okay, it's all almost perfectly in order. I only had to make one change. So, I think we're just about ready to launch. We could add some of this random crap like negative gravioli detector. Gravioli sounds delicious. Or some communicator things. Okay, let's add on a long-range communicator just because it looks cool. Oh no, we don't want 4 of them. Only 1. Yeah, let's whack it on there. Might be a bit of a hindrance in terms of aerodynamics. Oh, I know one thing we're missing. We need some fins. Not only do they look cool, but they also give you a bit of extra control while you're still in the atmosphere. These ones are usually pretty good. Yeah, if we just whack a couple of these on the sides. Some there, and maybe a couple more of the smaller ones on the top. I think it's the small... oh no, this one's bigger. Oh, yeah, we could put those on there. There we go. Functional and sexy. Right, now, final task is to give this thing a name. So, anybody got any ideas what to call it? I don't know why I'm asking you, I don't get a reply. Let's just be boring and call it Satellite Mark 1. I don't know, not call it MK1 because it looks a bit cooler. Now if this one blows up on the launch pad, we'll just go with the MK2 and make a few adjustments. Alright then, I think we're ready to launch.